Welcome to this overview of the winter semester of Explore the Bible. Excited that you're going to be a part of this for the next 13 weeks as we spend time in Exodus and Leviticus. What a great study this is going to be. Two great Old Testament books. Now look, we've got 13 weeks. We're doing two Old Testament books that there's no way, obviously there's no way you can cover everything that's in these books, right? So we're hitting the highlights. You recognize that. And my encouragement to you, there's a reading plan. If you've got the quarterly, use that reading plan, but read through Exodus and Leviticus over the next 13 weeks. Just commit yourself to say, I'm going to do that over the next 90 days. I'm going to read through Exodus and Leviticus. A chapter a day will get you through. But I encourage you to just spend that time, and certainly for the lessons, spend time reading the full text, the before, the after, so you have an idea about what's happening there. Okay, I just want to take you real quickly through each week of this as we start the first Sunday in December. We've got this seen and heard, Exodus chapter 2. Well, Exodus chapter 2, this is the calling or the hearing of the Lord, of the cries coming out of Israel, that they're in captivity. They went to Egypt. Joseph was there. The brothers came. His father came, and there was great wealth and prosperity. But time passed, and we're literally hundreds of years. It turns out to be 400 years, basically there. And the Pharaoh has forgotten about Joseph, and the people are in now slaves. And they're crying out to God for help. In Exodus chapter 5, we have the call of Moses. And then here in chapter 12, the Exodus that comes, so the plagues that happen. Man, you got to read. You got to read this, right? This promise of what God does, the Passover, right? The Passover, right here, Exodus chapter 12. And then to follow this up with this Christmas message, right? We jump into Luke for Christmas, and it is the Passover lamb now is here, Jesus, who will take away the sins of the earth, right? Then we go back to chapter 14, and as the people are leaving, and the Egyptians are chasing them, crossing the Red Sea. And then here in chapter 16, so we've got the people coming out now, and they're headed on their way to the promised land, but they're hungry, and so the Lord begins to provide for them manna. And then chapter 20, we have the 10 commandments right here in Exodus chapter 20 when he gives them the 10 commandments. Here's how you're going to live as my people. Then when we get to week 8, we're in chapter 22 and 25. These are the ways that God protects the people, what he does for them, and then the instructions that he gives them about how to live, the ceremonial, ritualistic laws, let's put it that way, that they're to do. And then going into the promised land, it didn't go so well. Then we get into Leviticus and some great things here. Leviticus, okay, this is mostly laws, right? These are the laws. But in chapter 16 of Leviticus, we have this introduction of the Day of Atonement, which is still revered today, one of the great holy days in Jewish religious life, still a great day. But the message of the Day of Atonement certainly is a powerful one. And these laws about how to live, how to go about your life. So what I want you to see in this, there is this big story, right, from Exodus of the delivering of the people, which has this great underlying message about God's salvation provided in Christ, right, and the blood of the Lamb. Then we go into Leviticus and the people living in the wilderness, and what we have is this blood of the Lamb again, and the way to live, how to live as, that's really all of this section in here, is how to live as a follower of God and his call in our life. And we don't get caught up in all the little ceremonial laws, but we understand that God has a call in our lives and how we should go. And this theme of atonement, of the person of Christ, flows throughout all of this and who he is. So as you're teaching through that, as you're reading through it, don't ever miss this story about who Christ is and all of the little clues about who Jesus is, who the Messiah will be for the people of Israel. So Anyway, that's my quick overview. We're going to be in the first week, drops every Monday morning, so I hope you're watching that. Those of you that are teachers, God bless you. Thank you for teaching. Appreciate you so much, and hope this is helpful to you as you go through the next 13 weeks as we spend some time in the Old Testament. All right? We'll see you Monday.